So here we are. Your boy's finally talking about Warlords in New York. I know I've been super quiet on it, and it was for a good reason. I really wanted to kind of flesh out the idea of what I felt about it. I know people are talking about the sticky bomb and all of that. Best believe I have been watching. I just didn't really want to hop on the hype videos on just putting everybody on a par. You guys already know. You guys have seen the gameplay. I'm not really the type to drag that part out, but I am going to give my initial thoughts on Warlords of New York, how I feel about it going back to New York, how I feel about the sticky bomb, how do I feel about PvP being affected, and all the new features. So first things first, being that I am a PvP player, I'll touch basis on that because I know people are really curious to see what I think about it. So first things first, how do I think PvP is going to be changed with the new systems and the new way that the loot comes out, how you can pretty much min-max it, have god rolls and stuff like that. I think it's going to be a fantastic change. It's too early to tell really how the meta is going to be affected. As of right now, we have high armor builds with obviously some pretty decent DPS that's being able to be pushed out, kind of similar to how Division 1 was, minus the heals. So just trade off the supreme heals for just super tankiness, and that's how you have the Division 2 meta. I don't know how important the armor change is going to be. Looking at all these agents' armor, it looks like everybody's squishy, but then again, I don't know definitely if not the damage is going to be that different. I don't know, since you have so much rolls. I saw almost 10% roll on knee pads. It's too early to even specify how damage stuff is going to work, but being that there are some gear sets out there that are going to give you insta heal pop, it may change up the meta a little bit. I feel like DPS is still going to be king in this game. Unless you're in that gear set, you're still tailored to popping a med kit and spending time. That's where most people die anyways, is in that situation, because you can't really do burst heals. Now, if they change how the healing works, being that they have true builds where you can pretty much spec into something, then it'll be a little bit different. But I don't care what anybody says. My opinion is the PvP is still going to formulate to the way it always has been, and that's going to be kind of bottlenecked into maybe 3 or 4 good different types of builds as far as for optimal sweat play. Now, transferring into PvE for my newer viewers and if anybody who's joined the show, obviously one thing Division 2 has always done correctly, even when it's in its slow time or bad time, is PvE. PvE is always going to be phenomenal in Division regardless. It just always has been. Division 2 just capitalized on this. As far as story, I'm not really a story guy. But it is cool finally seeing Aaron Keener, being that I was a Division 1 player, knowing that I finally get to meet the guy that the whole game was based around, talking about this secret person we have to wait years to meet. That's kind of cool. And for the people who are just hopping on the fray, I do recommend you at least go and play the Division 1 to get a feel, just to get caught up to the story. Go listen to some of the echoes. And if you're a lore person, go kind of get into that. But as far as PvE content, it looks promising, having a whole new map, having these new objectives, global modifiers we're going to have seasons. It's definitely going to add some replayability. It kind of sucks that there isn't really new game modes. I was hoping that we got survival. I was praying for it. That was my dream hope for the game. But they already expressed interest that they weren't going to do a survival. So they pretty much replaced it with these modifiers global events. If you play Division 1, pretty much modifiers that affect the whole game. That's going to add replayability to the game. And it works. Global events are still played to this day with Division 1. And it's really cool. I'm curious to see what kind of modifiers are going to add to this. But as far as game modes, I'm kind of sad. I'm not going to lie. I was kind of hyped on the way that they said many more game modes to come. I was like, okay, there's going to be all kinds of different options. But I guess it makes sense that there can't be too many, because then you can't spread the player base way too thin. We have a phenomenal player base coming on, people coming and going. But it would be kind of rough if there's 8 game modes where people could be spread across. I don't think that queue issues are something that haven't been ironed out yet. So that could be a thing. But anyway, Sticky Bomb, as you guys can see right here, is making its return. And you guys are already, do I even gotta say it? If you watch my channel, if you are an OG subscriber, you already know that is my skill. That is this skill that we just watched is the skill that actually made me have a channel to begin with. So best believe, I mean, you guys already know. Do I even got to say it? I'm going to make the best sticky bomb build that will ever be made. It's no question. I don't care. Don't go anywhere else for it. You guys know where to go. That is our skill. We own that. That is squad written. It's tattooed on anybody who uses Sticky Bomb. That's our thing, So we're definitely gonna be having fun with that. I was ultra hype. I feel like the devs like gave me like a love tap in like honor like trilogy like that. That was like my thing, right? So it's so tight to even have to be able to say the Sticky Bomb's going to be back. I don't know how it is going to be PvP. I know people are asking, oh, what you think? I don't know. It's too hard to tell. I don't think that they'll make it one shot capable, but we break the game, so that's what we might do anyways. But to even see it on a skill tree is super cool. In PvE, it's gonna be awesome to have an explosion. I hope it applies some kind of status effect or something. BTSU gloves are definitely gonna make it super strong. We're gonna definitely see. But actually, I don't even know how BTSU gloves are gonna work. Now, for newer players, if you guys are coming in and tuning into this game, you guys have came at the perfect time because, bro, if you have never played Division 2 and you hop on when this goes live, like right now is the perfect time. You're going to get, if you start a brand new game, and it's perfect because it's cheap, there's so much content, and you're not going to be too far behind because since this revamp, it's kind of going to change the spectrum of the game. You're going to be up to par with everybody, especially chasing the new loot, the new exotics, and trying to have like god roll versions of gear. What will be amazing if they added some kind of trade system? That would be OP, and some kind of cross save, not even cross play, but cross save progression, so that we can play with our friends on different consoles. That'll be kind of tight. But for me, as far as Warlords New York overall, I'm going to give it a big plus. I think this is something that is needed, even though it is PvP based. PvE based. I know a lot of people, my fellow PvPers, are kind of hurt because we're like, man, what happened to our big Dark Zone revamp? I don't know. I know people are gonna ask like, what do you think about that? As being that I'm a PvP player, it sucks. It does suck to know that it isn't a prime focus. But then again, people can't stand me for this, what I'm about to say, but I'm the benefit of the doubt guy. I look at this and I'm like, man, this is beautiful. I'm pretty appreciative of what I have. As long as it adds some replayability, the more people I can bring into PvE, the more that are going to trickle down to PvP, in my opinion, at some point. It's better than nothing. And I think Warlords New York is just a work of art. It's beautiful. It looks crazy. Fighting the cleaners, it's super nostalgic. I think at this point, I'm okay with anything new to the game that I love. I would prefer to have some phenomenal Dark Zone revamp or survival, but beggars can't be choosers at this point. If I can't get that, at least give me some solid PvE and some cool gear changes to change up what I have currently. And as far as that's pretty much all I can say on that. I know people want this in-depth, oh, well, you're a pro. Well, people call me pro. I'm not no pro, but oh my God, you're an avid PvPer, and like you should be raging, letting the devs know. It doesn't matter how much we complain about what is already written and coded. That's what their plan is going to be. I just hope that there is something in there for PvPers other than PvE down like trickled effect, right? Where if you have a lot of PvE that's really good with good gear, it just brings more people into the Dark Zone. I hope that there's just some kind of incentive, to PvP, especially like for the people who that's all we do, right? After we run the content, it's pretty much going to be at its end for us. And if you're like a speedrunner or like a person that's super addicted to the loot, there's gonna be a lot of things for you to do. But for me, I just feel at some point soon, I hope that the year 2 starts bringing in more PvP content. They didn't say this was the last thing for Division. They just said that PvP is just not the main focus right now. And we're just kind of gonna wait to see what's gonna happen. There's still probably things that are gonna be announced. I hope that we get some good news as far as PvP, but really, I'm just going to enjoy what's in front of me, and that's going back to New York and, playing some cool PvP and engaging in some situations that we haven't had to. So, yeah, it's pretty much it. That's really all I think about it. I know you guys want some crazy, oh my gosh, this is my eulogy on how I think about this. It's overall just a really cool experience to look at. It looks intense, looks cool to jump back and fight cleaners, to be back in New York. But as far as PvP, there's really not much to talk about as of this moment. But the Sticky Bomb is back, so hey man, I'm golden. I'm good. They got me the Sticky Bomb, and we back. Squall, you about to see some God Skill Part 4. It's gonna be a thing. So I love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Looking forward to seeing you guys in New York. this time next month. You know what I'm saying? We gonna be Gucci. So I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. It's been real. Your boy is out.